I knew this a while ago about the PS4. It doesn't play any music CDs. What kind of machine doesn't play music CDs? And on top of that, it doesn't play PS3, PS2, or PS1 games. That is actually the most stupidest thing ever. That's why I would say the PS4 needs a lot of work, because it doesn't even play music CDs. What was Sony thinking when you took out backwards compatibility? You basically took out the functionality of a regular CD player. I mean, I know there's iTunes, but not even iTunes has that much stuff on it. So, I would say, if I was running things at Sony, if I had enough money to do it, I would basically want to do a total overhaul of the PS4. I'm serious. If I was working there, I would be pissed that music CDs don't even play on the PS4. It's a regular disc. It should be able to be played on the PS4. For crying out loud. Not to mention, you don't allow PS3 games to work on the PS4? Just because of, what, downloadable games? If downloadable games was cheaper, I can understand why that would be more beneficial for the PS4 to be a functionality that exists. But you're paying just as much for the disc as you are the digital version of the game. I don't understand. Sony came up with all this stuff that they're gonna do. I don't even use Spotify. I don't think it's necessary to use it. Because I'm still one of the old school players. I'm still one of the old school cats that play disc-based games on any kind of console, or a cartridge for that matter. What the fuck? You guys at Sony need to do something with your PS4, because who cares about 4K technology? You guys can't even get 3D correct. Wait, 3D is not even gonna be functional until the next 20 years. Because I tried, when there was a Sony store, I tried their 3D technology for their TV. My eyes hurt when I was actually using their technology for 3D or 4K TV functionality or whatever. And all this 4K business about higher resolution rate and all that stuff, it does not matter, because it won't make that much of a difference for your TV, I think, because we're already at 1080p when it comes to resolution rate. What, 4 times as much as 1080p? Come on. It doesn't make any difference whether it's 1080p or 4K. Whoever says 4K is the way of the future, 3D is the way of the future, give it about 20 years. Let's see about it then. But you came out with a console that doesn't even play CDs in the PS4. CDs, music CDs. And I was trying to play T.I.'s new album, or his newest one that came out maybe like a couple months ago, or several months ago in fact, but I just got it today. But I can't play it on my PS4 because that technology does not exist anymore, only in the PS2s and the PS3, the original PS3, and the PS1. I mean, because of the laser that's installed in those consoles. That's why it's able to play CDs. But there's no laser for a CD disc drive. So that's why the PS4 is actually the weakest system out of all your systems. Even I would say PS1 is better than the PS4. At least that system has the common decency to play CDs. I know everybody goes digital format and everybody is expected to, but not everybody's on this new wave track of downloading your music. Because I looked on iTunes, not every song is there. If every song was there, I would download everything strictly off iTunes. But they don't have one of the best albums out there for CDs for that matter. They don't have Space Jam. The 1999 movie Space Jam soundtrack, I had to buy it on a CD. I had to buy it off Amazon for CD because they didn't have it off of iTunes. They have a mediocre version of that soundtrack on iTunes. And when I heard that music soundtrack for Space Jam, I was going, this doesn't sound right. I mean, $400 for a PS4 that doesn't even play regular CDs. What kind of company is Sony now? It used to be the greatest company ever until they decided not to use backwards compatibility. Backwards compatibility is necessary for people that want to play actual CDs because of the disc reader. But because Sony didn't have backwards compatibility, all because it's too hard to make for discs for PS3's technology, that's why they decided not to make it backwards compatible. But there's no PS1 reader where I can actually listen to my CDs. I tried to listen to this today, just now, and because of the stupid PS4, because there's no red disc reader or disc laser, I can't listen to this because it's not downloadable. It's not recognizable because it doesn't have the red disc reader laser in it. So I'm wondering if Sony's greatness or their tagline is actually correct. Because if that's the case, I would rather play my PS3, which is backwards compatible, which does play CDs and PS2 games and PS1 games, but yet Sony is set on not making PS4s backwards compatible and not making this be listenable on their newest console. So I don't understand why people are saying Sony's coming back. Sony's the most awesomest company ever and greatness awaits. Okay, it took them at least 3 years to come out with a decent library of games for the PS4 PS4. But then again, if they had backwards compatibility in their PS4s, they wouldn't have this problem. They could just do whatever. They could wait patiently and make games for the PS4. That's what I did for the PS3, because I wasn't in no hurry to buy games, because they were gonna have a lot of games coming up for the PS3 because it was backwards compatible. Look, I have over 100 PS3 games, at least over 100, and yet they didn't utilize the PS3's library correctly. They should have actually made backwards compatibility a thing and actually put a proper red laser in it to play CDs. I don't like Spotify. I sometimes like iTunes, but then again, it doesn't have Space Jam. So I had to buy a disc for Space Jam off of Amazon because the lack of music quality that iTunes had for it. So I'm still an old school disc collector when it comes to CDs. But Sony is left and right. People already have YouTube this problem, but Sony's not listening because of stupid Spotify. I mean, look at this. I bought this, but I'm not able to play it on my PS4 and burn the tracks onto a digital file like I did in the old days for my PS3. No. They say PS4 is the newest thing. PS4 is the better thing. Not the case. It's like you basically stripped down the best qualities that were in your other 3 old school consoles for this. It's like stripping 3 best qualities, or at least 2 best qualities in your girlfriend, and replacing her with a crappier version that doesn't do anything. Except, I will give PS4 one good quality. You could YouTube stream. But that's about it. Otherwise, you would need 2 different consoles to make up for the lack of technology that is in the PS4. I mean, it's lacking right now because it doesn't play CDs, it doesn't play PS2 games or PS1 games or PS3 games because of the stupid laser. And I don't get why Sony said it was going to be $400 to make. At least for $400 you could have put a CD drive in it. Or at least be able to read CDs so people could listen to it. No. No. PS4 didn't even think about that. And yet, with all this extra accessories, like my eye camera for the PS4 cost, what, $50. My console costs $430 because it's a special edition. And there's only 2 USB ports. And yet, and also, it doesn't take the old school USB port system for downloading a new hard drive information into your new hard drive system. So the PS4 is a system that absolutely does only 30% of what the other consoles did back in the day. It is only using, I would say, 10% of its brain or 5% of its brain power that his other predecessors are better at doing. That's why I am going to say the PS4 really sucks because it doesn't play CDs. It doesn't do what you ask it to. It says there's disk errors. I'm thinking that I have to like reinstall everything because of that particular problem, and because it doesn't play this again. That's why it's only using 5% of its actual potential. If they actually put backwards compatibility in, this system would be an actual great system. The PS4 would actually be great if there was backwards compatibility. But because there isn't one, there is no backwards compatibility in it to make up for what it lacks in, it would have been a great system. I don't care about this 4K business. I'm saying it again. I don't care about 4K business because you could barely tell any differences from what we have now from 4K. If people say, well, I could tell the slight differences in their technology, then you must either are blinded by it, or because it's nice and new and shiny, or people are just blind because they can't tell the difference, or they're just a third option, they're just dumb something. I don't know, but I can't really tell if 4K is that much of a difference because technology doesn't change that fast, that quickly to make up the difference. Technology is advancing fast, but it's not gonna advance that fast. I mean, 3D failed for Sony. I mean, true 3D won't exist until 20 years later, I assume, because the 3D technology I'm talking about is Lost in Space. The 1995 movie or 8 movie that came out where the mother was actually talking to the principal, that 3D is true 4K or 3D technology that will exist 20 years from now. But who's to say? It's not gonna exist in the next 2 to 3 years, like Sony's talking about. But because when I was watching their 3D TV, I was actually seeing nothing but blurs because it's not true 3D. I saw nothing. I saw like lines and squigglies. That's all I saw. And my vision is actually not that bad, but it's not that good either. But I'm just saying it's not terrible where I can't see anything. Actually, I can see actually fine when it comes to different stuff, but that, even if you could see something out of that, then you must be the people that could see something out of that, because I saw absolutely nothing but blurs. You're either in La La Land or you're too high to realize it, because I didn't see anything when I was watching Sony's 3D TV. When I was using their glasses. But I'm just saying, Sony's technology for the PS4 is lacking hardcore status. It's like Sony basically stripped away your old girlfriend, your old girlfriend, and your somewhat new girlfriend for this newer version that doesn't do anything. I mean, like, PS1 was basically a good system. PS2 made it even better. PS3, the first gen models, were awesome because they were backwards compatible and they still played music CDs. But PS4 doesn't do any of that gorgeousness and all that technology stuff. Who cares about Spotify? I don't. Because I still buy CDs because sometimes iTunes doesn't have the full song library that a CD might have. So that's why I buy CDs. Otherwise, if iTunes actually made the full version of an actual CD without cutting some songs out of it, then iTunes would probably take over the world, but that's not always the case. Well, enough about this video. Please subscribe if you get an opportunity to, and I would really appreciate it because it would help me out. And have a nice day. Bye.
Text to speech unavailable.
Hold on, Mom. I'm done.